And welcome back. This is the Boys at the Wall.
What is it with you guys and saying that so weird? Can't you say the word?
Because if you want to be in radio, you have to say it weird.
You have to get a different flavor.
You can't mumble it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're talking about the Nationals with Jason last week on Sunday, right?
Me and Rad were discussing this last
Yeah.
week.
So throughout the whole series, Nats Diamondbacks, there was a bean fest going on.
Upton got hit 3 times going into the Sunday game.
Yeah, so what happens is that everyone's been given warnings, and whoever the D-backs pitcher is, it might have been Aaron Heilman, I think, clips Matt Morse. Just barely clips him.
Michael?
What did I say?
Matt?
Michael.
Speaking of Michael Morse, he's having an insane
Yeah, I
year.
told you
He's
before the
hitting
year,
300.
I told you he'd be a power hitter.
What about Lance Nix? He's playing really well too.
Yeah.
But, let's get back.
All right, so it clips Michael Morse, and the umpire rules that it's accidental, so no one gets thrown out. Next time, it's a 1-0 game,
and then,
in like the 7th inning, and
Then Marquis pitching. It's a 1-0 game. Man on first or first and second.
It was first, and then he hits him.
And Marquis hit him. It completely looked unintentional. And so he hits him right on the shoulder. Marquis, you see immediately when he throws the pitch, he shakes his head like, "What am I doing?" The ump tosses him, and now we find out that Marquis is suspended for 5 games.
Does that
and
mean
Riggleman for 1?
No,
he'll miss 1 start.
Yeah,
He's appealing, but.
Right.
It's ridiculous though. It's a 1-0 game. Why would you want to hit him?
Exactly. And that's a really good
Now,
point. And
one point that Bob Carpenter brought up during the play was that it's not necessarily the umpire's fault because what the league is telling the umpires to do is to look out for stuff like this and really come down hard on these hits. Now, I think they need to change that because the umpires should have some discretion over whether it was intentional or not. You can't just throw a guy out when he hits someone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why, Bart? Why are you pointing at me?
You said you wanted to say something, and then
Well, no,
And
you're
there
not
was
a
something.
dictator who taught. Right. Anyways. All
I
right.
was giving him the cue.
Okay.
Shut up. For
Yeah.
a second.
So
Let's keep talking.
1-0 game. The umpires understand what's going on in the game though. It's 1-0.
Right. Yeah, you got to pay attention.
And then
And like Max said, the look on his face. I mean, you could see
you
that
knew he was
you can
upset
see
about
when you know when guys intentionally hit someone.
Yeah.
He wasn't. That was not
And
intentional.
right, he didn't even argue that much. He got tossed because he hit the guy. He left the field, and now he's getting suspended for 5 games for something
All
accidental.
right, so he's missing 1 start.
yeah, but and then
But
Riggleman
it's
gets
not how many games
It's a
he's
principle.
missing. It's a
It's the
statement
point.
that the league is sending.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. One thing is if they eject him. All right, maybe I can understand that, but suspending him?
Now, after that,
You're unreal.
I think it was the next inning, Esmeralda Vasquez was pitching for the Diamondbacks.
You know, the Nationals have a lot of players.
No,
the
that was the Diamondbacks.
He pummeled Espinoza in the back, and you could tell that was completely intentional.
They don't eject him.
So no, they did eject him. He got suspended 5, and Kirk Gibson got suspended 1.
I did not know that. All right.
So
That's fair.
so Espinosa's walking at first, and then you see the catcher Miguel Montero chasing him down like he's all tough because he's got his gear on. There's one thing I can't stand is when the catcher acts like they're all tough because they got all that gear on. They can beat anyone up they want to.
Speaking of ejections, I think when LeBron...
Oh my God!
What do you mean? We're talking about ejections.
No, we're talking about baseball.
Yeah, we're talking about
We just
ejections.
put
About Jason Marquis.
transition.
For everyone that doesn't know, we have a whiteboard in the
Marquis got
studio. All right, we have quotes up there. Underlined on that whiteboard is transitions.
We're not
for
done
Bart.
talking about
We're not
that.
talking. We're going to keep
Yeah,
talking
we
about
can
baseball.
get back to that, but I'm
All right,
talking
fine.
about
Talk about
ejection.
Make your point.
I think that refs need to eject LeBron as soon as he makes that face where he drops his jaw. You know when he does that?
No.
What are you talking about?
I know what you're talking
disbelief.
You're in real.
Get him out of there.
Back to baseball.
Don't eject Marquis. I know it's 2 different sports for doing nothing. Get LeBron out of there.
The players shouldn't be able to disrespect the refs like that and stay in the game.
Yeah, the only thing about LeBron, though, is that David Stern is never going to allow an injection of LeBron.
Yeah, I know.
Right, because it hurts the league's image.
All right, back to baseball.
Why it's so fixed because you see all these things.
Roy Halladay
protecting his
did the
players.
same thing as Marquis. Would they have ejected him?
I think so. Baseball is
Just like
different than basketball.
you see what Gill did with the gun. You think Stern would ever suspend LeBron for the whole season?
No, but
now it might be it would be a healthy suspension, it might be half the year, but I don't think he would do it for the whole year.
No, but I think that it really depends on the player's like nature. Like Roy Halladay, he there's no way they would eject Halladay.
I think they would. I think baseball's different. I really do.
And I disagree with what you guys are saying. I think that they're going to eject. They would give LeBron the same punishment purely because he doesn't want to get all that backlash that would come from that. I mean, could you imagine how much people would be erupting about how he's treating LeBron like he's better than everyone else?
I really respect, and I think it's great when the coach comes out and they take a technical for their team, or they get thrown out for their team to light a fire in them. Because if you like Riggleman did in that game, he came out, argued, got thrown out. The Nats went on to win by 5 runs. So.
Being a casual thing, you don't know really what the manager does, but they in every case they have to support, especially a star player, but any player in general.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. The Yankees were playing the Braves, and the Yankees are on a losing streak. Girardi comes out, he knows the call is wrong, but he goes out there, gets immediately ejected. Then Cervelli gets like a grand slam or whatever, and they go on a huge winning streak.
Just like the Lou Piniella big. Kicking the dirt. That was one of
Weaver-esque.
All right, another big topic on baseball or in the MLB.
Baseball.
In baseball, relax. All right, so there are going to be a few key free agents this year, including Albert Pujols, Prince Fielder, I believe David Ortiz, Jose Reyes. Even this is a big free agent.
Wait, can I just say one thing about David Ortiz?
Sure.
And the bat flip the other day, I saw a stat. David Ortiz has like over 500 at bats against the Yankees. He hasn't been hit one time. So that's pretty significant.
That's amazing.
As a diehard Yankees fan, I wanted them to retaliate and like a brawl would break out. But anyways, back to you.
All right, back to this. This is going to be a huge year in MLB free agency. And what do you got? What do you all think
of
all that? What's going to happen? People changing teams. Helping teams. Jose Reyes moving somewhere else. Best player on the Mets, arguably.
Obviously, we'd like the Nats to go after one of the big names. Obviously, Chops would like the O's to maybe go out and get someone.
If Pujols went to why Pujols would go to the Nats?
Yeah, I don't see why there's any
beyond my comprehension.
You never know.
I could see the Mets
Jason Worth
flipping a Jose Reyes at the trade deadline because his contract is expired.
I think they're going to keep Reyes because he looks like he really wants to be there.
You can't just let him
go. He does not want to be there.
He doesn't want to be there.
He does not want to be there.
He said the other day, "I want to be a Met."
Wilpon has blasted him. Terry Collins.
Why would anyone want to stay there after all that?
Yeah, and then the Met.
They'll pay you. They will pay you.
Yeah, they will.
You get paid somewhere else.
Yeah, but the Mets do have financial problems. On ESPN, they were talking about the Mets have 4 players they could trade. They were talking about trading Wright, K-Rod, Beltran, and Reyes. A lot of the experts.
To be honest with you,
pulling up an article right here where it says Jose Reyes loves New York, says it's perfect town.
Yeah, obviously he's going to say that.
But I think he really wants to be there if they win.
If you're an MLB team, do you really want Carlos Beltran, K-Rod? I don't want those guys.
I would. They're good players.
Yeah, they're just bad now. Beltran, did you guys
so.
see him get hit the other night? Is he all right after that? He fouled the ball off his shin. I know he came out of the game, but I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, the Mets, they're just a disaster.
Another New York team, Jabba Chamberlain, looks like he's
it's terrible.
The whole strength of their team is revolved around the bullpen. And now Soriano's out for who knows when. Jaba's gone. So now David Robertson is the 8th inning guy. It's messed up. And the starting pitching isn't performing, especially against Boston. They got to get something going there. Phil Hughes has got to come back.
What's the deal with Phil Hughes?
He's started to do bullpen sessions. He'll probably be back around the All-Star break.
But you don't know if he's going to be the same as he was last year. But
he probably
were they talking about him having arm fatigue or something?
It's what's called like a dead arm, where he's throwing like 2 to 3 miles an hour worse than he normally would.
How much longer do you think Mariano will stay in the league?
2 years.
Well, his contract's through next year, right?
Whenever his contract runs out, or whenever they win another I think he might go on top if they win a championship in the next 2 years.
Makes sense.
But I don't know.
Now, what about Jeter?
Jeter, he'll play. My prediction is he plays out the 4-year contract, then he signs another 1 or 2 year deal,
No, they're not re-signing him after the 4-year contract.
They will sign him to a 1-year.
How old is he right now?
He's 36.
Do you think they'll sign him again when he's 40?
They will sign him to 1 or 2 years.
Let him get 3,000.
I think they want him to try to. He could get 4,000.
How many? He's like 15 away, right? 10 away.
Actually, it might be 9.
All the more reason for us to go up to NYC.
Would he be the only Yankee with 3,000 hits?
He's already the team's all-time leader.
Isn't that amazing? No other Yankee has 3,000 hits.
It's pretty amazing.
You know, if you go through
the storied franchise that they are.
If you go through the Yankees' history, they haven't had one person with 3,000 hits. They haven't had anyone. They don't have they don't have like any good pitchers.
Now, speaking of 3,000 hits, I think Pudge is about like 100 away, but now they're talking about trading him. I think he might be going to the Giants. Yeah.
That really makes sense to me, especially for the Giants.
FP said the other day that when the Nats were there, he was like, this is basically a tryout for Pudge.
Yeah, I think we talked, we did, actually, I think either myself or ML brought that up on the show the other day. We did, or 2 weeks ago when the injury first happened, but the Giants really do need a new catcher now. I mean, they are, they need someone, and this is a good opportunity for us because we have Wilson Ramos, who's a good young catcher, and we need to develop him and let him kind of step up.
Yeah,
so this is a good
I think the Giants need just another big bat in their lineup. It doesn't necessarily have to be a
they
catcher.
Can't score any runs.
But
but last year, you look what they did. They won it with pitching. So.
But talking about the Nationals, I think they got to let Ramos play every day.
Yeah, Ramos looks like a very promising prospect. I think I heard somewhere that he's now.
Give him a shot.
Like the number one catching prospect in the league, something like that. I mean, he's
for sure, he's going to be our guy.
I think that was one of the best deals that Rizzo's made.
To me, if he can play defense and help the young pitching staff, that's his bat is a bonus.
And I think it helps that he's learning from one of the greatest, Pudge.
Yeah, that's why they might be reluctant to trade him because Pudge is such a valuable.
But I think what could we possibly get from San Francisco? I mean, that's the question. What could we get from them?
I mean, Pudge has said he wants to stay here. I think he would love to wait around, see Strasburg come back, see Harper come up, maybe see the team start to win, and then maybe retire.
Well, you're not really going to get a lot for Pudge, but the idea would be maybe get a decent prospect, but you would be giving the playing time to Ramos.
Yeah, I know they should be doing it for. They should be giving up the playing time to Ramos anyway, and he should be there.
Yeah, I mean, Pudge is only playing 2-3 nights a week now.
Yeah. But he's getting up there in age, and all great things have to come to an end eventually.
Speaking of the Nationals, I thought they were well on their way to being that 500 team this year, and next few years compete for playoff spot. But I mean, I'm not so sure right now. They're really not playing well, and they're 7-8 games below 500. I don't know how they're going to finish the season, and it's a little disappointing to see that.
They don't have any bats really.
Yeah. Worth sucks.
I mean, I don't know if
Worth is hitting bad.
Is it that he doesn't have a guy to protect him? I mean, I don't really believe.
I think it's that. I mean, I don't know because Morris is hitting extremely well and he's hitting at that third spot. They got to pitch to Morris.
Worth, when he was with the Phillies, never really had like insane numbers other than
he was a good hitter though.
Yeah, he's
hitting 250 now.
Year that he,
What we really need is Zimmerman to get back.
Yeah, once Zim comes back.
We need LaRoche. When LaRoche gets back, we need him to.
But I mean,
talking
about Worth, I thought they made a mistake in the beginning when they had him batting second. I mean, why would you have a guy like that batting second as opposed to fifth?
I wouldn't put him second, but they really don't have another guy at the top of the lineup that would get on base for Worth to drive
Desmond, who last year was hitting real well,
and he's hitting like 220
from like May to September when the season ended. He's hitting terribly this year. The only two guys that are really hitting well, three guys, are Espinosa, Ramos, and
there was a proposed. I don't know if it was proposed, but over the summer or over the baseball off season, there was a rumor that the Nats would look to try to get Carmona and Sizemore
that's not happening
for like a bunch of prospects.
Yeah, and look at the Indians now.
I mean, they need another top starter and a leadoff hitter, and that would have.
They need a power hitter.
Yeah, that's what they need.
Well,
I mean,
all right, guys, that's all we have time for on this segment. We'll be right back.
Just cut us off?
Yeah.